beautiful people. It's Cockney Buddha here, and it's all about getting real oily. Hope everybody's having a good one out there, having a good week. This one is a good one. I've titled it Stay As You Are. What do you mean by that, Cockney Buddha? Exactly that. You can stay right where you are if you want to. And here I am in sunny Florida, and I've been staying here for quite a few years now. Oi, oi. It's been a little bit cooler. Mind you, today was warmer. The old current bun stuck its head out, didn't it? Oi, oi. And it said, let me shine down on you some heat. So it was definitely warmer today. It's funny, I think my blood's thinning out a little bit. Because I used to not give a shit about the cold. But I felt this one that's came in this year, let me tell you. Yeah, it got kind of cold. In fact, they put a picture up of one of the retention ponds or lakes or whatever you want to call it, froze over and they were ice skating on it. Oi, oi. In Florida, have a laugh. Mind you, I have seen snow twice, and one of them went a kind of slushy, and I remember I was going to a class, and I got in the truck and I'm on the way over to the class, and it was all like, it was funny because it was really, really cold. And it put me in mind of London streets of when we would get all the slush that would slosh all up by the curbs, you know, before it all kind of runs away, melts and runs away. And that was going on. I remember looking out my window going, oh, that looks really weird in Florida, all the ice all slushed up on the sides of the road. It was really strange to see. But anyway, getting to what our conversation is going to be about. Hey. You have a choice to stay where you are if you want. What do I mean by that? I know through my own self and where I was to where I'm at now is completely different. Even though, yes, I still have those days, I'm human. You know, people will say, well, you're in the profession helping other people. Yeah, I get it. But you know what? The fact that I am like this is the whole reason why I'm able to help other people. It's because I live the life. So, and with that said, hey, anybody who wants to hit me up and do some one-on-one work, go and check out my link tree or go to Mind Nutrition for All, the number 4, all.com. That's my website. Go and check it out, please. I'd be really happy if you do, and I'd be even really more happy if you give me a old like or subscribe and throw a comment, because I do like the comments. It's nice to help people out, and when you get the comments of that help, it's a banger. I like getting those. But anyway, it's a choice. Now, the one thing I'm going to tell you, you wasn't born the way you are right now. That comes from being born, of course, but from that day of birth, the programming that happens, the belief systems that you pick up along the way, and you store all these belief systems and ways that you've been taught and thinking processes and everything like that. You program your brain with this. Now remember, when you're a child, small, you are told basically this is right, this is wrong, go this way, don't go that way. So you're going to pick up perspectives just by your upbringing of different things. It's the whole reason why racism works so well, because when you're brought up in an environment of that, you know, you're either going to go, this ain't for me, I don't believe in this, and walk away, or you're going to go, yep, well, they must be right because, hey, they're my elders, and you follow suit. But it doesn't mean you have to stay there. Hence, it's your choice whether you stay there or not. Because I know even when I have some really shit, and I've had a few lately, some really shit days, that if I'm in bed and I put my feet over the side and get my feet on the ground, I'm winning. That's the change. That's the looking at not wanting to stay in that person and wanting to shift forward into a different person. Now, the person that decides and has an awareness and decides to shift are in a way stronger position, more of a warrior than if you just stay put where you are. It takes work. It takes work. It takes waking up in the morning and putting the work in from the very first signs of you opening your eyes. What are you going to tell yourself? Who do you want to be today? Where do you want to go? And like I said, yes, you will slip. I'm not going to say, I'd be lying to you if I said, oh no, you're going to be all right for the rest of your life. You can go forward and, no, you're going to, shit happens. Shit happens. And they even say in Buddhism, even when you're enjoying, there's balance, because if you're up there enjoying, yes, your brain's going, oh, I love this. It's feeding off that like crazy. You're fueling it. You love it. But what else does it do? I want to stay here. I want to be like this for the rest of my life. I don't want this to go away. So when that balance changes and yes, shit happens and something comes along and shifts that whole pattern, do you go completely the other way? To where now you're really, really, really in the shit? And going back to an old self. I've had even in my own therapy to where it's like, okay, Steve, so where are we going wrong here? What is there things that you're not doing? And I can normally track it. Oh yeah, I'm not doing my breath work, or I haven't been out for a walk, or there's all kinds of things. I haven't done some reading, or I was thinking about doing some artwork again and some colouring. And colouring is really good, by the way, guys. Get yourself a colouring book and some pens and that and do some colouring. It's bloody, it takes you back to being like a younger self. But it also helps take your mind off of something and something into that's artsy, colouring. But I start to clue in like, okay, yeah, I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that. It's about getting real. This is what this is all about, getting real. Get real with yourself. What am I doing? What am I doing to improve? Where is my thinking going? And yeah, it may not be as smooth as silk through the day, but it's about where's my mind and what am I telling my mind right now? Past is a past. I'm not denying it as past. But when we put our mind in the past, the brain knows no different. It thinks you're there. So everything that you're going through in that thought pattern of a past, you probably lived back then. Because it's going to take you straight back, whether that's anger, anxieties, frustrations. It could be love, it could be hate, it could be, there's a whole number, you name it. You'll probably even remember people that were there, clearly. But your brain don't know any different. It's up to us to bring it into an awareness. So you become aware of this happening, and then you say to yourself, okay, where do I want to be? Sometimes you might not come up with the answers right away. Because believe it or not, hey, it's easy being there. If my anger kicks off and then it starts going off into rage, the rage becomes a fuel. It becomes something that, I don't know, I remember sitting there with my therapist and saying it's got like there's a bit of an adrenaline rush to it. There's a liking kind of thing. Because it comes easy, And two, all of a sudden, you're getting to just spout off and shout and say whatever you want, doing what you want, because you don't give a fuck. But at the same time, once you calm down and everything's all rosy and sweet as a nut, and you get back to that other person, where are you now? What have you just done? What apologising have you got to do now? How did you look then? As opposed to if I put myself, I should say, if I put myself into Cockney Buddha and I go, okay, breathe and walk away. Be in control. Then that's a different me. That's much better doing that than me kicking off and going the other direction. And then all of a sudden, how many people have I pissed off, right? What am I doing to myself? What am I doing to my own body chemistry? It's not going in the decent direction, right? My cortisol levels are through the damn ceiling. My immune system's gone to shit, right? Forget immune system. It's the whole reason why if we're in like a major depression for a period of time, if we can get sick, our immune system goes down the shitter. I just spoke to someone today, one of my guys, about stress and what goes on with stress. And they said their guts have gone to shit. And I said, yeah, that's the first thing that seems to go is your guts. You know, the old bathroom habits become a little bit of a problem, right? Because they're even noticing that there's things that go on in the gut that doesn't even need a message from the brain. So they're saying there's like a brain within the gut as well, because it's doing shit down in your gut. So if it don't need anything from the brain, where's it getting the messages from? It has like a natural environment in there. So take care of that. But it's, where do you want to be? Where do you want to move to? Who do you want to be? And yes, there can be a grieving of the old self. There can be a grieving, especially when the brain is used to that as well. It only knows that one direction. If I kick off into rage, it knows that very, very well. Or anger, even. It knows it very well. And it's more likely to run with that unless I put something in the way and stop it. But it's more likely to run with that because it knows what that is. But do I stay in an old self? Do I stay with Steve? Or do I take the direction and I move towards Cockney Buddha? The one thing I'm going to say, guys, is make yourself a character. Make yourself a character that you can refer to. And you give that character everything that you know you have already. If you're empathetic, then your character gets the empathetic part. If your character is a very calm person, then they get that part. But what about all the other parts that you're not happy with yourself? Well, you also give that to your character. They're masters in those ones. So if you're stubborn, like I can be, if you're stubborn, your character isn't. So when you get into those areas, you go, what would they do? I say, what would Cockney Buddha do? My therapist has even done it. What would Cockney Buddha do, Steve? Click. Especially if I've been in like anger or something. What would Cockney Buddha do, Steve? And it like clicks you over. But you've got to have the process of the character there in the first place. So make yourselves a character, guys. Think about it. Do you really want to stay where you're at? Yeah, it might be some work to do, especially in the beginning, because it's a matter of your brain taking a different direction. But is it worth it to you? What character do you want to be? What do you want? Where do you want to go? Who do you want to be? Where's your strengths lie? Cockney Buddha, when he doesn't get angry, he works it out. And he walks away. He breathes. Steve, hey, game on. But not good. Not good at all. So you can stay where you are if you want. Just get up in the morning and just go about your business just the way you do every day. It takes that little bit of work to become aware and then start shifting that pattern. But you can do it, guys. You can do it. It may be a little scary in the beginning, trust me. And it might be a little lost area. But it's worth every single minute of your time. Time that you don't spend on others getting them to please you. Please yourself. Stay that course. Namaste.